What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's so great to have you here. Today, we're diving into a topic that I get asked about all the time, and honestly, it's one of the most important steps you can take on your journey to financial freedom. We're going to be talking about the best investment apps for beginners in 2025. I know that getting started with investing can feel incredibly intimidating. You hear all this jargon like ETFs, mutual funds diversification, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed and just put it off for another day. But what if I told you that starting your investment journey is easier now than it has ever been, all thanks to a few incredible apps you can get right on your phone? The truth is, the barrier to entry for investing has been completely obliterated. You don't need thousands of dollars, you don't need a fancy degree in finance, and you certainly don't need to spend all day watching the stock market ticker. The goal of this video is to cut through all that noise and show you exactly which apps can help you get started, step by step, in a way that feels simple, intuitive, and most importantly, empowering. Let's get into it. Alright, let's kick things off with the app that arguably changed the entire landscape of retail investing, Robinhood. Now, Robinhood gets a lot of press, both good and bad. But for a brand new beginner, its core offering is incredibly hard to beat. The primary reason it became so popular and why it's a fantastic starting point is its user-friendly interface combined with commission-free trades. Before Robinhood, buying or selling a stock often meant paying a fee, maybe $7 or $10 per trade. That might not sound like a lot, but for someone starting with just $100, those fees could eat up a significant chunk of your capital before you even get started. Robinhood completely removed that barrier. This commission-free model means you can buy and sell stocks, ETFs, and even some cryptocurrencies without worrying that a fee is going to diminish your returns. For a beginner, this is a game changer because it allows you to learn by doing without being penalized for making small, frequent investments. You can invest $10 into a stock, see how it performs, and not have half of your potential gains wiped out by a trading fee. Next up, we have an app with a truly brilliant concept. For people who find it hard to save and invest consistently, Acorns. The core idea behind Acorns is so simple yet so effective. It links to your debit card. It links to your credit card. It automatically rounds up your everyday purchases to the nearest dollar, then invests that spare change for you. So if you buy a coffee for $3.65, Acorns will round that up to $4 and automatically invest the 35 cents. It might sound like a tiny amount, and it is, but these small, consistent investments can add up to a surprisingly large sum over time. It's the digital equivalent of a change jar, but instead of sitting there, your money is put to work in the market. This set-it-and-forget-it approach is perfect for the passive investor and for the absolute beginner who's terrified of making a lump sum investment. Acorns completely removes the psychological barrier of having to decide when and how much to invest. The app does it for you in micro amounts every single day. Now let's talk about Webull. If Robinhood is the super simple entry point, think of Webull as the next step up. It's an excellent platform for a beginner who is a little more ambitious, wants access to more data, more analytical tools, a more professional-feeling trading experience, but still without the commission fees. Just like Robinhood, Webull offers commission-free trading on stocks, ETFs, and options, which is a massive plus. There are no account minimums, so you can start with any amount you're comfortable with. But where Webull really shines is in the depth of information it provides right within the app. When you look up a stock on Webull, you're not just getting a simple line chart. You get access to advanced charting tools, technical indicators, moving averages technical indicators, RSI analyst ratings, financial statements, and a news feed specific to that company. Moving on to our fourth app, let's talk about Stash. Stash is another platform designed specifically with the beginner in mind, but it takes a slightly different approach that's focused heavily on education and building investor confidence. The core philosophy of Stash is not just to give you a tool to buy stocks, but to teach you how to think like an investor. It frames investing in a way that's relatable and easy to understand. Instead of just showing you a list of ticker symbols, Stash often groups investments into thematic portfolios, clean and green for renewable energy companies, corporate cannabis for the cannabis industry. One of Stash's standout features is its emphasis on fractional shares, which they call stockback. Stash integrates stockback deeply into its ecosystem, including a debit card that earns you fractional shares of stock as rewards instead of cashback. When you use the Stash debit card, You get a percentage of your purchase back in the form of stock in the company you shopped at, or in a stock of your choice. This automates investing. Build a portfolio just by everyday spending. It connects consuming with owning, a powerful mental shift for new investors. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about a titan in the industry, Fidelity. You might think of Fidelity as an old-school traditional brokerage for serious, wealthy investors, but for a long time, that was true. But in recent years, Fidelity has made incredible strides to become one of the best platforms for beginners. It's combining a sterling reputation and powerful resources with features for a new generation. One big move, eliminating account minimums. Another big move, zero commissions on US stock and ETF trades. That put them shoulder to shoulder with apps like Robinhood and Webull. What sets Fidelity apart? Unmatched reputation, and a huge breadth of offerings. Decades in the business. Trusted with trillions of dollars in assets. Fidelity also offers fractional shares. They call it stocks by the slice. If you plan to invest for life and want a platform that grows with you from your first dollar to your retirement portfolio, Fidelity is an outstanding choice.